Alright. Let's take a look. I haven't really taken a look at this since the scrim, so I don't remember. We'll just go through this, see where I see some mistakes. I think we've done a little bit better.
Nice throwaway ball by Mini.
I'm actually trying not to to comment because I'm like, this isn't my replay. But I immediately was like, you just threw that ball. It's the first thing that came to my mind.
You have the benefit of you didn't play in the scrim.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm pretty objective about my mistakes.
What is this? Alright. So this was unfortunate. This is what happened in a lot of games. These guys had some offense, and then they were just going to counter goal. You guys couldn't get back on defense in time. So first, I want to back circuit board's perspective. Start of this. Let's go back a little further. Squintle passes it to you, which is good play. You control it. So ideally here, unfortunately, I don't think. My guess is you were trying to do this, but didn't work. So like after this touch, I would have tried to jump into this to get a power shot on that immediately, because was that climax? He's not in a good spot to save it, but you're just kind of like you're like kind of behind the ball and then too far in front of the ball.
Yeah, my thought process there was I was trying to flick, which failed miserably.
Yeah, so then you're trying to control it again. Can't get the pass, unfortunately. Wait a minute, where's your boost? Alright, there we go. Because I did take a look at this shortly before.
Wait, you had 100?
Yeah, so at this...
I picked up that corner.
Yeah. So at this point, what you should have done... wait. Handy dandy epic pen tool.
Look at all these frames he's got. It's 245. Holy shit.
So, what I would have done at this point is angle your card down. What is that color? Doing yellow. Yellow is the replay review color. Alright, so at this point, I would have turned your card down and just started boosting. Because you get so much boost here.
Yeah.
This is something that help a lot of players. That whenever you're in the air and you have a decent amount of boost, you should use like maybe 15 to 20 of it so you can get back to the down ground faster and recover a lot faster. Because you could have gotten down probably by this point, you'd be on the ground if you boosted down, and it would card down, and then you could have helped to try to recover a little bit faster, so it wasn't a 1v1 or 1v2 for Squintle. And at this point, you use boost to get another 100, but you already had pretty much full. There's no reason. So, look at this again. So, as soon as you land here, what I would have done instead, because there's no, at this point, you have 90 boost. There's no reason to get that 100. Just churn up field. Not like that, though. That's a bad line. Just grabbing these small pads and boosting along the way, and then you might be able to cut climax off, either bumping him or trying to get the ball off him. Just even if you can't get contact, just to try to get in the way makes it a lot more difficult climax to do anything. And you have since you have so much boost, you'll be able to build momentum and get back in time. And for Squintle, so Squintle's now in a pretty unfortunate spot that you'll find yourself in a lot of times in twos. But there's no reason to go out, turn this wide. My guess is Squintle wanted to shadow this, and I think you saw climax start to turn towards the wall, so you also turn that way. But he's not defending anything on that wall. And so he puts himself in a really wide rotation, and then has to go for a pre-jump because climax could have shot this way sooner. Did climax have boost? That's what I want to know. Yeah. So he definitely wanted it, but he missed it. But so if we go back, so at this point, let's go back a little more. So Squintle knows that he can't get for that and starts turning back, which is fine. But at this point, I would not. So Let's give large view. So if we into, so I would not at this point in shadowing, I would not cross this line when shadowing, because going past this is just putting yourself out of play, and putting yourself way too far back when you're trying to defend the net. So ideally, like you still have to watch and just have your speed of the car basically the same as his, but try, depending on what he does, either go back this way along these boost pads, or you can turn mid and then go back. But because Squintle went all out here and then tried to get back, it just gave Climax so much time to do whatever he wanted.
Right.
Unfortunately, in this situation, I think if Climax actually got the shot he wants, Squintle would have had the save because he had to read him, but because he missed, it went in.
It's all a calculated fake.
Yeah, like I don't know if Climax realized that Squintle pre-jumps, like, I'll just leave this. But either way, just trying to make sure that you don't put yourself too much out of the rotation.
Yeah.
Just make that the thumbnail.
What was it?
Just make that the thumbnail.
What make what the thumbnail?
That goal right there.
Oh. So this, if we go back, your net, which is fine. You're a little bit close to the post. I would like to see you a little farther back, because right now you can't defend too much in that, although it's not really too dangerous, unless he gets the double, which you're trying to cover. But the main problem here is that Squintle is rotating ball side, which makes it quite difficult because so yeah, unfortunately Squintle missed that corner boost, but even with missing that, instead of going back for this corner here, which would seem like, oh, that's the fast way to get boost, but it also kind of hurts you trying to push this ball out. So what Squintle really should have done is cut across here and grab these boost pads, because that would give him 36. Like, this one's not here right now, but it would have spawned by the time he got there. Just because trying to get behind your teammate is so much easier when your teammate's trying to push out the ball. Because if we go forward a little bit here, so hits off the wall. But now at this point, the second one goes for it, but then Squintle's kind of awkward spot. He has to kind of wait for you to push out. Whereas if he, let's say that he did cut across, so that maybe he'd be back here at this point, then he can push up with you and then be in passing option, and now it's a 2v1 and you can get a counter tackle. But because he rotated for the boost and not for the positioning, it puts him in an awkward spot trying to get into a spot where he can support you. So just trying to make sure you're always in, you're not going to rotate yourself or your teammate in how you're rotating back, even if you are low in boost. Try to make play, but I still have, is the pen still there? Alright. So unfortunately you won't be able to make a solo play on the 1v1, but it happens. And again, Squintle does it here again, where he goes for the boost, but he also rotating super far out. So if Shay could get like super flick here, it's not likely, but it's always possible. He's able to get back, but also takes him longer, where he just, okay, he's trying to get the boost, but there's also, you don't need that boost when in the shadowing position. So he was like here, and then you can just try back and you can grab those two boosts, and that gives you 24. And then when you get more, that gives you 36, and that's plenty to defend in most situations. 24 reasons plenty to defend most shots. So no neat reason. Okay, got the touch there. And then here.
Yep, miscommunication.
Yeah, a little bit. It kind of seems that way. Yeah, so I obviously I'm pretty sure I was there, but I don't remember what comms are like. 'Cause quite a while ago, 2 days ago. So just someone call it. Let's see, how much boost did you have? You had 12 boosts, so that makes sense. My guess, what happened here, is maybe you just called that you didn't have boost, Squintle should go, but Squintle just spawned, he's like, I can grab this corner, and then go for the ball. But then he also pushes up field, so maybe you wanted you to pass it. But there's a whole lot of miscommunication here. And there's a whole lot of space as well. So just trying to figure out how to fix that communication thing.
Mm-hmm.
So either of you had plenty of time to get it and control the ball and get it to the other person. You being low on boost, just figuring out, making sure someone calls it. But it turns out being goal, so that worked out.
Yay!
Got pretty lucky here that this didn't go in.
Yeah.
And lucky that didn't go in as well. So take a look at this. So I get Squintle wants to go for the touch, but even after the demo, because my guess is he has ball cam on during this. So as soon as he sees, he should have turned back immediately, or it took probably an extra half second. And Shay really should have played that a bit faster. Probably could have scored another goal on you guys. That's something that was a big theme of these games, just a lot of the counterattacks, not getting back to defense quick enough. Make sure we can work on those recoveries. It's a good pass, unfortunately. It was a bit unfortunate, but it happens. Yeah, some whiffs on offense, that's a bit unfortunate. Here, I feel like I'm bullying Squintle this game, but there's, with your angle and momentum, there's no way you're going to get enough power on this to score that. Because the ball is going pretty quickly to the side, and you're also moving aside. You had to change all your car's momentum and the ball's momentum, and since they're both there, there's no way that you're going to get enough speed. And also circuit board's still in their corner, so he gets soft touch, which he does, and they're ready for it. Let's assume, does Climax have boost here? Yeah, he does. He can just let this drop and drive straight forward, because there's no way. And maybe he get a flick. That's just very easy counter goal for them. The better play here, so brings out, Squintle takes this. I would hit this, try to hit it a little softer in this. It wasn't a bad first touch, but just bring it to the corner, maybe bring it up the wall. So probably what I would have done here. So actually I'm going to go back a little bit farther. So you hit this, and then at this point, what I would have done personally if I was in this situation is just drive along here, get these boost pads, bring it up a wall, and bring up here. And at this point, one of them is probably going to be challenging you. So then you can just side flip off the wall to try to drop the ball mid, and hopefully circuit board will be able to recover and get that pass. And hitting it off the wall like that is very hard for defenders to read most of the time. That's what I've done. There's like several options, but the best thing to do here is try to control it, bring it to the wall, give time to circuit board to get mid for you, and then figure out how you want to pass to him instead of just trying to go for an instant shot here. Here, someone needs to challenge this, so can't be given this much space. So at this point, yeah, circuit board, you should probably turn back for this. Even though Shea is there, but at this point you can still beat Shea. You're so much closer to the ball than he is, even though he has some momentum. As long, wait, hold on, let me see first. How much boost do you have here? Yeah, oh, you got plenty of boost. Yeah. I don't know if you thought Squintle was like to the side and close for this, but just rotate around, hit that, and bounce off the corner, and Shea would still try to go. So here, and then you beat out. And then I'm not sure when that Squintle will be here, but you might be able to follow this up and try to get a shot or just control on their end. But definitely don't give this much time when you're that close. Because now they can he just kind of bangs it away, makes it easy save, but they could have just controlled it and made it extremely difficult for you guys. But fortunately it worked out in this situation, but likely won't in the future. Another unfortunate whiff in the offense.
That was my theme for the day.
I mean, I think it was happening to both of you guys. Certainly wasn't helping. But that's bound to happen. Alright. I want to take a look at this. This could have been another goal. Another pass. So when Squintle, let's see, go back. So Squintle was kind of went into the corner, which shouldn't have, but it's kind of regardless at this point. So as soon as you see circuit board has this, you need to, so you've got 24 boost, but you should be able to front flip and try to get either parallel or just barely behind him for the pass, because there's so much open space here. And at this point, Shea can't challenge circuit board because circuit board has the momentum and the ball. So ideally, you'd probably front flip, we'll drive forward, grab this boost, and then probably front flip up to here. And by this point, circuit board would probably be about here. So now this creates the passing option that circuit board could get, and which screws climax in the 1v2 situation. Where instead here, you just kind of go cruise control, and you even go out to the side. But if you got up a little faster and told circuit board your tour's right, could have created by this point, had a pass to the right, and then climax is screwed because he can't save it in time.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna have to jump for a couple to give 4-mans their stats, so I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Oh, good. So this was some awkward defense you need to be careful of. Squintle gets touched out, circuit board goes out, which is fine. My guess is that initially here, go to Squintle's player camera, so use low and boost. So he gets the save. So now to reach out. I guess he probably wanted that mid pad. But he should have keep going on a turn instead of turning back out. Because here, I'll go right before. So he gets the save. And so at this point, this is fine. My guess is that he wanted to try to, he thought maybe circuit board had the ball, was going to have the ball, and he wanted to push out to help him out, which usually is good. But I would still, since you're in this rotation, you have low boost, I would continue with that, getting into net, to be in a spot to save, and this would make this so much easier on you. because now that you try to reach out and then Shay's has a free shot net. Luckily it wasn't that powerful and it was kind of right 2-2, so it made it easy save for you. But ideally this should have been a goal for them based on your positioning. And then here Circuit Board kind of does the same thing, where he sees Squintle's in net. Squintle's in the corner, and then he starts to push out. So there's a few things that go wrong here for both players. So Squintle gets the ball, but Squintle has been so low on boost for so long. He turns for that boost, but really Squintle needs to try to push this ball up and then just get a 50 with Shay, and then maybe then he can turn in for the boost. Because here staying on the ball is way more important than getting boost, because you have Circuit Board back in net. And then here, my guess is Circuit Board thought that Squintle was going to try to get it out and keep pushing it, so he starts pushing up to try to be helpful to get it out. However, Squintle turns off the ball and Circuit Board still pushes up, which is not, so he should just really stay here. If anything, turn around here so that you're behind the line, because when you're behind the line in the net, it always gives you just barely a little bit more time to give yourself a chance to save the ball if anything happens. And where the ball is, it's a very safe spot, because the ball being in your corner is the safest spot on the field. So just stay in net, wait to see what happens here in the corner, and then be able to play it from there. But instead you push out, Squintle goes for the boost and then realize he needs to get the ball, and then you Circuit Board push out to midfield and realize, oh, I'm screwed, I need to save this. And luckily it didn't harm you guys. This just seems like another comp situation where, like, you go for the ball, no, you go for the ball. So that just needs to get worked out, and that'll happen the more you guys play together. Again, being pushed out. Alright, so let's take a look at this again. So at this point, you see he's probably he's trying to get this mid somehow. And you can't really see. Hold on. You have that piece, you're grabbing small pads. So at this point, good player view. You see Shay, you have no idea where Climax is, but you can tell he's not super close. But he's somewhere in the mid or behind you. What you should try to go close post to meet him there. But this also kind of screws you a bit, because then he can just pop it out behind you. Which he doesn't do, because it kind of throws the ball away, which really helps you out. It still is awkward save, so what you should have done here instead, you missed that, you have this, as soon as you get this pad, you need to get in net and not go near post. So rotate here, so then you're here, and once he gets his touch, kind of throws it away against the wall, and you can see it's rolling, he can't catch it, then you can push up here and bring it back around there, and then you would also be able to grab this boost, assuming that's still there. And this, because sometimes replays shows boost when it's not actually there. Assuming that boost is actually there, you'd be able to just wait in net, wait for him to push it out, or see how he plays it, and then you can go from there. But because you stay in the box instead of the net, it makes it a really awkward save. Luckily it works out. Or rather, you guys don't get punished for it. I believe this is cool, yeah. You guys got pretty lucky that didn't go in and bring it to overtime. And here, Circuit Board, you're pushed up way too close here. Because maybe Squintle will get to you, but if Squintle gets beat, you're not going to get back to the ball before Climax can score. I'd rather see let's see, how did circuit board get into the situation? Charge goes up for the boost. So get the thinking, which is fine, because you want to support him, be the passing option, but at the same time you don't want to be too aggressive and push it too far. So here, you like continue going up here, but I would then instead, it's just, I would stop boosting and just kind of cruise along here. This line, since you can tell this is probably going to be a 50-50 situation and you don't have a ton of space. If you had more space and Climax was like in net back here, then yeah, definitely push up for the pass. But since he's not in net and he's going to get probably a challenge of some sort, you just gotta be a little behind Squintle. Depending how long this takes, it's has like you can rotate this way, get behind him. Really just cruise control, you don't need to boost. And if he wins the 50, then you can push up and help. But if not, then this way, then you can just go back. So just be careful and not being too aggressive, especially with only having a 1 goal lead. It's only 30 seconds left. Squintle, what are you? Not much. This is an interesting play by Squintle. So I'm surprised that you just went all out for that mid boost. I mean, it wasn't really dangerous situation, just not something that I would really expect someone to do. Because even at this point, let's say Shay turns, or even Climax gets like a 50 on the ball, and Shay can turn for it, you're completely out of the play. Just be careful of that.
Hello.
Welcome back. So yeah, this is a little bit aggressive from both of you, especially when you're only up by 1 goal. And there's so little time left in the game. But luckily, you guys weren't punished for it. This game, from what I saw for the most part, it's a lot of poor defensive rotations, positioning, some comms issues, and just need to be careful not to be too aggressive on offense, especially in the last minute. Is there anything you guys noticed that you want me to look over again or specifically talk about in this replay?
I actually noticed something. Kunix, you have a beautiful voice, and I would like for you to read like Dr. Seuss book. Like I would enjoy listening to the recordings of that.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that you have to, but if you do, I will be a viewer. It's so leapy. That's how I would describe your voice. It's great.
Not sure what that means, but I'll take it.
It's so sleepy. It's like pillow talk. It's like it's like the voice that someone makes when they're trying to talk low to someone. It's like it's great.
Just know my normal voice.
That's why I'm enjoying it so much. You're not even trying. It's just happening.
Anything else other than enjoying my voice?
You can make a lot of money doing them ASMR videos. There, said it. I'm gonna stop there.